Alright, starting the video. Alright guys, so we just got done watching the Square Enix event, and based on what I've seen, everyone in here basically agrees that it was at least a decent conference. Me personally, I thought the conference was pretty damn solid. Square Enix did something that the other companies have not done yet, and if you guys have been watching my videos and following me on Twitter and shit, you already know what it is. They showed gameplay. They had like a couple of CG trailers for the new announcements or whatever, a couple like irrelevant games or whatnot. That's fine. Like I said, I don't get triggered at CG trailers. I get triggered when that's all we get and we don't get enough gameplay. But they start off with Final Fantasy VII, showing the remake, a very good gameplay showing. I was not checking for that game. I was not. You can ask my stream. That game was irrelevant to me. I shrugged about it, right? I didn't care. After that gameplay presentation, I'm buying it day one now. That shit looks fucking fun. That game looks fire. And that's why it's so important to fucking show the gameplay of your games. Because you show people what they're getting. You're advertising the product. You're showing us the product. I was sleeping on that game. But that gameplay is what made me actually care about it. And I want to get it now. Because that shit looks fucking good. But they did a really good job showcasing a couple of the different game mechanics, how it plays. We got a good idea of what the game is like, so people have a pretty solidified, take on the game. And so now they can accurately judge whether or not they want to get it. That is the whole point of getting fucking gameplay. I like how when I'm doing my video, all of a sudden my chat wants to be fucking stupid and meme. Fuck y'all, I'm about to start banning everybody in my fucking chat. Then we moved on to a movie called Life is Strange 2. I'll watch it on YouTube. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles remake, whatever. Octopath Traveler coming to PC. That's not a new announcement. They announced that a while back. If you guys don't have a Switch and you have a PC, I highly recommend you guys get that game if you like old school JRPGs. That was definitely a really good game. Last Remnant is getting a remaster, which is kind of out of the blue and unexpected. And that's going to be on Switch, PS4. I'm assuming Xbox, because was that game originally on Xbox? Yeah. I'm assuming Xbox One and PC. That's coming on all the consoles. That's an okay announcement. Dragon Quest Builders. This is kind of like the first time where the conference kind of like slowed down a tad bit, because they kind of spent too much time on a game this small. I'm not dissing the game. I'm sure it's a good, fine, hunky-dory game. But they spent a little bit too much time for me. I can't really talk about what they showed with Dragon Quest 11 Definitive Edition. I actually stepped out the room to prepare some food while they were showing that. But my chat told me that they showed new DQ11 that's going to be like some premium Definitive Edition type deal, where remastered soundtrack. I fucking hate you guys. I'm just going to ignore you guys for the rest of the video. And then they showed this top-down racing game, which is like, all right. They announced Square Enix Music, which is going to be on a bunch of different like streaming services. Not streaming, but like the music services. I think they showed like maybe like, how many was there? Like 9 services, something like that have Square Enix Music. So that was a really cool announcement. Square Enix Music is really fucking good because they have the fucking Final Fantasy franchise. So I mean, shit. Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC, very awkward trailer, and it's a trailer they already showed anyways, so that was very strange. But yeah, the trailer was really awkward. I didn't watch it until the conference. How they had like no actual voice acting. It was just kind of like the subtitles at the bottom. That was really strange. Also, most people are very burned from Kingdom Hearts 3, so yeah. But whatever. Final Fantasy 14 Stormbringers, talked about the new expansion coming up for Final Fantasy 14. Gave a little insight to the little changes and some of the story that's going to be happening with this expansion. That was cool. Some Dying Light 2 gameplay. Cool gameplay. War of the Visions. I don't think they show gameplay of that, but that's one of like the irrelevant games I was talking about where like they didn't really show gameplay. It was like, who needs gameplay of that? They might have shown a couple of in-game things. I really wasn't paying attention because I was kind of like just but yeah, it's a little mobile RPG. Outriders. Now they show no full-on gameplay with it, but one, again, most things they did show gameplay for, and then two, they actually had the devs talk about the game, and we did get to see some bits and pieces and glimpses of the game. We did get to see a couple of seconds of gameplay, on the developer screens. They talked about how the game plays. We know it's some type of like MOBA type shooter almost. We saw a couple of the assets that are going to be in the game as far as the guns and the creature designs and stuff like that. So despite the fact that they didn't have straight, direct feed gameplay to show, they still did everything in their power to convey to us what the product was, what the game was. Square Enix, thank you. I appreciate that. And then lastly, they ended on Avengers, which it's kind of strange. Like, one second. There we go. Which is kind of strange because I want to say it looks good, but it also looks like it could be potentially like bad. Like I told my stream, I feel like that. I fucking hate y'all. I feel like that game is gonna be. I can't fucking focus. Shut the fuck up. I feel like that game is gonna be hit or miss. I feel like that game has the potential to either be like really good, or it's gonna be like really mediocre. You know what I mean? I feel like that's gonna be one of those games where there really isn't any type of in between. You know what I mean? So I do like how it looks graphically. I do like the art style. A couple of the characters' faces or like the way they look, I'm not too crazy about. I'm not too crazy about the way Thor looks. Cap looks fine with his helmet on, but like just Cap with just his head, his face. I don't like the faces they chose, but like I said, I think a lot of that is just us being used to seeing the actors, on the big screen, and we associate those faces with those characters. So if we see something else, it might look odd to some of us. I'll chalk it up to that. Whatever. But yeah. So that was everything they showed. They showed gameplay. They had a good variety of announcements. Oh, I forgot they showed that COD 2 looking shooter. I mean that's cool. I guess that's been out for a long time. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, it was well paced. There was like a couple of kind of slow down moments where I was like, they're kind of taking too long. This like Dragon Quest and the pacing during the Avengers segment was a little strange, but like that was the end, so I kind of knew why they were spending so much time on it. That's whatever. And even though they didn't show like straight gameplay of the Avengers, there was like little snippets of like, I think they did show some gameplay, but not like regular gameplay. It was like gameplay being shown at like a certain like type of cinematic angle type thing a couple times in that trailer or whatever. But we still saw it was still in-game footage, right? It was still like in-engine footage at least. At least it wasn't any like CG bullshit. You know what I mean? But I thought that for the most part it was well paced, good content. So I give Square Enix's conference. I give Square Enix's conference a B+. I am not giving it an A for one particular reason. I'm not giving it an A because there really wasn't anything that was shocking or surprising in this conference, right? Everything was kind of like expected. Everything was kind of like, oh, like that makes sense. There wasn't anything like, like, whoa, like, holy shit. Like, unless I'm forgetting something from Bethesda's and Ubisoft's shitty conferences, I'm pretty sure Phantasy Star Online 2 coming to the West is still the biggest announcement so far. At least for me. So I gotta give them a B+. I can't give them an A because there just wasn't anything shocking in this conference at all. So was there anything surprising? Like there wasn't a single time where I was like, oh, yo, oh my God, what? There really wasn't any moment like that. So I give it a B+. It was still really well paced, like I said. Good amount of content. They showed gameplay. 99% of what they showed, I actually have an accurate opinion on it, right? I can actually gauge my level of interest on that because I was actually able to see the direct actual fucking game. So Square, I appreciate that. B+, I give them a B+ over Microsoft's B. So far, I feel like Square has the best conference so far. So far, there is no A. We'll see what Nintendo does tomorrow. I'm not holding my fucking breath because Nintendo was like rolling a fucking dice, right? It could be an F for all I fucking know. But we'll see what happens, guys. Make sure you guys tune in to my twitch.tv/Shokio, 11 a.m. Central Time tomorrow, so we can watch Nintendo's E3 together. But that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later.